Hey everybody, it's Diana again, and today I'm going to do a little chatty get ready with me, trying to use up some older products, but also I wanted to talk about this new, well it's not new, it's new to me. They're kind of canceling it through e.l.f. at Target, but e.l.f. and Christian Siriano eyeshadow palette. I know they had some lippies, I wasn't too into that. I like the packaging. It's got a really soft close. And then it's got a little mirror. And then you can see all the different colors. As far as I can tell, they don't have names. I'm going to do a little swatchy poo for you. So I'm going to start with the top three, bottom three, and then this big guy last. And they do feel really soft. I've never tried an e.l.f. palette before. And I'm just swatching them so you can kind of see what they look like. Get an idea. I don't know what look I'm going to make. This is my first time ever trying this palette. But hopefully we can get something kind of fun. Ooh, that's pretty. And I've been wanting to try this one for a while. I just kind of waited on it because I've tried e.l.f. products. I've just never tried their palettes before, and I've seen such mixed reviews, but I do like Christian Siriano. I think he's a really good fashion designer. He was on Project Runway, if you haven't seen that. So I do think that it's worth giving it a try and just seeing how we feel these. Plus, who doesn't want another eyeshadow palette in their collection? Oh shit. That green is magical. This purple is not, but the green is magical. And the blue's not bad either. They do feel really soft. You can't always get a great determination from swatches. One, because I'm not great at swatches, but two, because they could look and perform differently on your eyes. Your fingers and your arm are nothing like your lid skin. Am I right? Oh, look at my arm. Okay. So we've got this like pinky white, a blue shimmer, this black which ends up looking more gray. This is like another little shimmer, the green. Then we've got this purple that on camera looks brown, and then this like really shimmery white. So I think I can pick, you know, something really good with that line of colors. Again, sorry that my swatching skills are god-awful. And I don't know if it would be easy anymore to pick up this palette, considering I literally got it this last week. Found it on sale at one Target. Didn't even see it at the other Target. So, you never know. I don't know. What kind of stuff should we talk about today, guys? Like, and I'll write down all the products in the description box that I'm using today. I mean, what are you guys thinking? What are you in the mood for? I know there's been a lot of palettes out there recently that I have been, you know, relatively interested in, that I thought were kind of interesting. And you know, I'm not a person who's super into like neutrals or nudes. I do kind of wear them at work, or wear more like softer looks at work. You know, I tend to, just because the new job I have at Yankee Candle, you know, they don't want anything crazy as far as, you know, look and dress, which I'm fine with. It's my job. You know, I wear what I have to wear within boundaries. But I definitely like to try new things and be creative. So for me, you know, maybe getting a few neutral options in there are going to really help me kind of up my flavor game of makeup. And I was at this place called Riley Rose today, which there's only one in Minnesota. It's kind of like a Sephora or Ulta. They have a bunch of extra stuff there. It's pretty cool. I mentioned it in a little haul video I did. I don't know if that'll go up before this or not. They do have like little snacks and stuff, and stationery and socks. They do have like skincare. They've got a lot of like Korean and Japanese stuff. So that's kind of fun if you want to try different things. They have stuff that I have never seen in stores before, like Black Moon Cosmetics, Sugarpill, Lime Crime, Winky Lux, Pinky Rose, at least in Minnesota. I know if you live probably in New York or in California or something, or even Vegas, you probably have more access to those things, or you might have shops like the Morphe store or something. That's going to give you, you know, you can find Jeffree Star stuff then, or Loreal or Manny Hemingway there without having to order online, and be able to give it a try, and, you know, or at least swatch it, see the palette in person. Like me showing you this palette is not giving it super justice. This is not a horrible picture right here of what the actual colors look like. I would say in person they're a little bit more vibrant, definitely, and I think that's very true of a lot of channels, of a lot of channels that do beauty, because, you know, our cameras and our lighting or whatever are to try to like focus on us and not really focus as much on the product. That sounds so weird, but you know what I mean. Like if you see, I don't know, Loreal or Tati, or, you know, even smaller YouTubers, Laura May Beauty or whatever, and they show you palettes or lip swatches or whatever, it's not exactly what it looks like, and you can't really know until you see it in person. So it's nice that there's stores that you can do that. Anyways, beyond that, I don't know, it was just really fun because I got to try stuff like that, and I'm actually kind of interested possibly in getting the Nudie Patootie palette because, you know, it felt really nice. Now the colors in person are like very, very neutral, very like pinky and beigey toned colors, very, I mean, a little muted. There is, I don't know, there's a couple colors in there that are really, really fun. There's a fun like yellowy, or like a burnt yellow color that I thought was really cute. And a couple other colors that I think would kind of like up the ante on the palette. I'm just a little worried that, you know, all the looks would kind of end up the same, which is not the biggest concern of mine, or whatever. And I kind of experiment with colors and techniques and stuff, and I am by no means a true makeup artist or anything. I just have fun, but I like to try different things. And I also, but I do like the idea of having a palette where even if you, because it is so neutral and they are lighter colors, that if you do mess up, it's probably less noticeable, and it's probably more user-friendly for people, you know, that don't do as much color or are not really sure, you know, what they're going to do or whatever. I'm just caking on the makeup today. I'm just going to say, it's just going crazy. I'm just trying some stuff, layering things. This is a time for me to just kind of have fun. Look at the fuck, what did I do? Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Good thing I haven't put like really anything else on yet. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just having fun. This is a time for me to like spend with myself and you guys. As a mom, you don't get a whole lot of time to yourself, and I want to try different things or layering things and see what it looks like. Maybe I will love it, maybe I will hate it. You just never know. And that's what's fun about makeup. Like, don't take it too fucking seriously. Just enjoy your life. Enjoy having makeup if you do it. I know my stepdaughter or whatever, she is like, I'm not into makeup. I'm like, I know. It's totally fine. I wasn't into makeup till like a year and a half ago, or maybe it was like a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of liner, maybe some mascara, and occasionally like a glossy lip. So I totally get that she's not really into that, and I'm like, you might never be, or in 20 years you might totally be into it. You just never know. And I think that's totally fine. And people like makeup to different, you know, degrees or whatever. Like some people are so into makeup, you know, or like really beauty guru-y, or, you know, do what they went to school for it, or, you know, they just, for whatever reason, love it, or they love doing, like, little girls that love to do makeovers and stuff. Like, I'm all about that life. Like, do your thing. Little boys that want to do that stuff. Like, you do you, man. Be your best fucking self. But, you know, it doesn't discredit that. You know, some people, like, sometimes you're really into anime or drawing, and then you might take a fucking sabbatical from it, and then eventually go back to it, or learn to paint, or maybe it turns into decoupaging, or making your own movies, or whatever. Life is like super extremely fluid, and I think it's good to try new things, whether it's makeup or anything else, and not to discredit other people, even if it's a style of that same thing. Like if somebody on YouTube, like I really like Casey Holmes, and she does a lot of neutral looks, but I really like her. I think she's fun to watch. I like her attitude. I think she's super cute, and I could never discredit what she does. And I even bought like one of her lipsticks she did with Palladio because it was just a really fun launch. And you know, I just think that there's no reason to like bash or shame people. There's no, for any reason, no matter if they're a big YouTuber, a little YouTuber, someone you know at work who's just starting out in makeup, or in any area that you ever do, in writing, in, you know, I'm weird. I'm putting highlighter all over my face. I use it as a primer. It's like the Becca illuminating one, and I'm getting way to the end of this. Squeeze it out. I just think, like, we're all fucking humans, and we're all just trying to live our fucking lives and be the best people we can possibly be, and why drag on each other? Like, you hear a person at work and they're singing a song to themselves and you think it's the worst fucking rendition you've ever heard. Shut your fucking pie hole and leave it to yourself. You don't need to be rude. There's no fucking reason. You see a little kid, you know, learning how to bike or how to swim or something, and you don't appreciate it, shut your fucking mouth. Nobody needs to hear your comment. You don't have anything, like, okay, literally listen to Bambi and Thumper from the movie Bambi. If you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. You know? And the reason I'm using this highlighter is Becca also, I'm going to go all over the place. I'm just putting that out there. The reason I'm using this all over kind of highlighter as, liquid highlighter as a base, and I've tried this before and I've really liked it. It just makes my foundation, especially if it's a little bit more of a matte foundation, to look really dewy on my skin. It doesn't feel any heavier. Becca does make face primers that are these like super dewy ones in a couple different shades, and I think the opal one, which is what I have on, is I actually bought this in a duo with like the opal, where is it? I want to say it's this one right here, the opal highlighter, at Sephora like a while back, because I really wanted, I think, yeah, I wanted a Becca highlighter, and the big ones are so expensive, and they're also super fucking huge, so you're never gonna go through it all. Well, it came with this little like highlighter guy, which is in my project band. Man, I'm gonna get through this real quick. Very excited. I'm almost done with it. One is I'm trying to get through it because I don't usually use liquid highlighters. I do have a couple. I got one in a BoxyCharm. This one, I've gotten some free ones from Ulta, and you know, I just typically don't use them as liquid highlighters, at least going out. I'll use them on YouTube or something. But I think it's really nice like this, because it really, so I'm taking this like down way too far. There we go. Is it on this side? I have no idea. Yeah, that's probably a little high. And this is also like a liquid, fuck. My brain is just mush this week. Liquid bronzer, that I got for free from my sister. I think she got in like a Sephora Play or something. And I'm also just trying to get through this because I don't use liquid bronzer either. The one nice thing about this is it's a really kind of a light color, and it almost shears to nothing once you put it on and work it out a little bit, and I like that. But anyways, so I use this to get my, see, I'm like super dewy right now. It looks crazy right now, and then when I put my other stuff on, it looks totally fine. What else are we gonna use? I don't need this. Foundation. I did find out recently, I talked about this in a video that I have. It is part of my Project Pan, my CoverGirl Aqua Smoothers that I've had for, you know, forever. It's very light tinted. It's actually kind of pinky toned. That I didn't think that they made this anymore. And I was at a store, and it was just in another packaging. But I don't think it comes in very many colors. It's really just a tinted moisturizer. It's not huge coverage. It's definitely not full coverage. But, you know, it does its job. I don't typically wear a whole lot of this out also on its own because it is super old and I'm just trying to get through it. And again, and I've said this in other videos, like waste not, want not. And I hate to throw something away unless I absolutely know that it's bad. I have thrown recently, and you've seen them in my empties videos, that I've gotten rid of some like hair care products that I've literally had for years, because once I went to use them again, because I'm like, I need to use this, that they like smelled super off. And I mean, not just like, oh, they smell a little off. Like I put it on and I couldn't not smell it on my skin. It was that bad. Like it was just awful. But yeah. The nice thing about the CG Smoother is it was one of those tinted moisture, or it is one of those tinted moisturizers that even though it doesn't have a whole lot of coverage or a whole lot of color, it has SPF in it, which is really nice because I know a lot of products for makeup don't have SPF. Now here's the thing. I know a lot of people too are like, oh, SPF, so fucking good. It is good. You want to protect your skin. But realistically, if you're going out to like the beach or the pool all day, or you're going to sit in your yard, you're probably not caking it. You're probably not. There are those of you who do, and if you do, props to you. Live your fucking best life. But you're not sitting out with a full fucking face of makeup like caked on. And even if you did, like, I don't know, like it just seems weird. Like I don't always put on SPF even if I'm not wearing makeup. I know I should take better care of my skin and stuff, but it's literally just something I don't do. If I think I'm gonna be out like in the sun or whatever all fucking day, I might think to put it on, and I usually use like those spray like all over ones. So even if I had makeup on, I would just like spray it all over myself. So I mean, that's definitely one thing you could do. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter, I think, if you have an SPF foundation or moisturizer, or I guess moisturizer is probably better because it's like the lowest layer. So if you're going to do it, it's probably moisturizer that you want to do. But realistically, like most people, especially if you're a parent, like you're thinking about your kids and every fucking thing else before you're ever thinking about not moisturizing your face, but like putting the fucking SPF on yourself. I mean, look at that. Shiny, not shiny. Shiny, not shiny. And this is just my setting powder or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, so you probably forget half the time. Now, I don't typically, even though I'm relatively fair-skinned, I also don't like burn super easy. But that comes from when I was like really little, I think. I would be outside like all the fucking time. Like kids now aren't, but you know, I grew up when there wasn't cell phones. It was all fucking rotary phones. That ages me, right? Still use VHS. I use Betamax, not like at my house. Laser discs. Do you remember that shit? Fuck yeah, I do. Okay? I fucking remember that shit. And I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Go watch the movie SLC Punk. That also dates me. That's from the 90s or early 2000s. I don't fucking know. It's got Matthew Lillard in it. If you're younger than me, he was in Scooby-Doo. He was Shaggy. There you go. Now you know who he is. Or he was in 13 Ghosts if you're into horror movies. Anyways, he's been in a bunch of fucking shit. Matthew Lillard, love you. See, now I'm not shiny. Whatever. But anyway, so I've lost my fucking mind, haven't I? What am I talking about? Matthew Lillard. God damn it. This is what happens when you get old. You literally lose your mind. And I know some of you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to use that. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this shit that I am not that into. I can't use that dark stuff. Let me use this one. It's pretty. I have literally, I don't even know what I was talking about. I have no idea. I'm a mom. I'm an adult. I have lost my, oh yeah, stuff from like my childhood and stuff. When I was in post-secondary education, which a lot of kids can do today, it's where you kind of go either to college during half day of school or work or both. It just kind of depends on the program you're in and what your school offers when you're in high school and what kind of delinquent you are. You could also be a really good kid and you're just really amazing at shit. I'm going to try this and it's going to be, and I don't tap, okay? This is my first Tap-a-do because I am real concerned this is going to be real too heavy for me. Tap-a-do. That's all I'm going to do because it's just, it's a very, very dark shade. But again, waste not, want not. Oh, shit. Alright. Mush it in. That's fine. That's fine. We're going to do a little bit of blush. Just make it more beautiful. These little golden delicious color. Oh my god. What was I thinking? You know, whatever. We're just at home. We're living the dream. And sometimes I will put on some crazy shit and I'll be like, you know what, I look a little crazy, but I'm still gonna go to work. I'm still going out for the day. You know why? Because I put some effort into this shit to look this crazy and I am going to do it. Yeah, I look a little crazy. Totally fine. Look at my eyes look so red. I don't know why. Anyways, so yeah. You know, I grew up in all this shit, and I remember, like, simpler times and just being outside, and that's why my skin doesn't really burn. Plus, I had a job a couple of years ago where I worked for the zoo for this summer, so I was literally outside all day, every day, and I can tell you, honestly, a lot of those days I did not SPF. I know, it will age my skin, I'll look horrible, and blah, blah, blah. For now, I'm fine, though. So, let's all get over that, shall we? What are we gonna do? Let's take this pinky color. We'll just get it all over. Beautiful. We're going in with our palette now, guys. If you know, I think it's okay on beauty channels to like talk about palettes that are discontinued or slightly bit older, or like this that are, I guess this would be part of the discontinued and slightly older bunch, but whatever. It's not super old, you know, last couple months or whatever. But I think, or, you know, limited edition palettes, because a lot of you out there do buy these things and then people just stop talking about them or just stop using them. Granted, I can see a little bit why, because if you can't get it or it's harder to find or whatever and you're really interested, you know, whatever, but it's still a good way for you to see that brand. It's still a good way for you to get an idea of, you know what, I like those kinds of shades. Whether or not I can get it in the Christian Siriano palette, maybe I can find it in Morphe, which I don't know. Maybe I can find it in BH Cosmetics. Maybe I can find it in Ulta brand. Maybe I can find it in Anastasia Beverly Hills. Who knows? But, I mean, this does kind of kick up a lot. But it's not like it's an e.l.f. palette, guys. Okay? It's an e.l.f. palette. Like, I'm not expecting the world, but I think getting a nice little base down will definitely help. What else are we going to do? Oh, man. They do make it difficult. It's not a 10. Alright. Let's go in with the purple. Let's go for it. I'm going to try to do like what all the beauty girls do and do a transition shade. Now, I have hooded eyes. So if I put something on like this, You can see. If I go like this, you can't see it anymore. Like just looking straight on at you. So I tend to go a little bit higher with my colors than most people normally would that don't have hooded eyes. And I do it for that reason. So I'll go a little bit lower and a little bit higher and usually make colors just a little bit deeper, a little bit more vibrant so that you can see, wow, that purple goes on a lot better than it did in the swatch. I'm just going to say right now, and I actually really like it. It's quite pretty. This is a nice size palette. Now, a lot of people would look at this and go, this is not a complete look. Bitch, this is a lot of complete looks, okay? Like, a lot of people I know will just put a shimmer all over their eye and call it a day. Put a little smoke with the black, little blue on the inside, or, you know, just in the middle. Call it a fucking day. Watch YouTubers do that. The one thing, okay, I do like YouTube collabs. I do like when YouTubers have their own brands. I think it's really interesting, and I also feel like, you know, they've worked with a lot of products, so they should have a really good idea of what looks nice, maybe what people want, kind of the gripes of people as well. So I always think that it's kind of fun to try some of that out, just to see. I also figured too with like a Christian, even though he's not a YouTuber, with a Christian Siriano palette, he is in fashion, so he's going to do more the pops of color. He's going to do more like editorial options. See how I do that like crazy like that? It doesn't look so crazy when I have normalized it. I'm not like, you know, whatever. Anyways, so, okay, I'm losing my marbles here. So again, let's go back to YouTuber collabs and their own brands. So I was and still am interested in the Manny MUA and like Loreal palettes, and I definitely want to give them a try. I'm more interested right now in Loreal just because I can actually get my hands on it and I don't have to wait for it, pay for shipping, blah blah blah, etc etc. And I'm not so interested in her first palette. It is a lot of berries and like orangey tones, which is fine, and I do like those colors, but I have those colors in like a lot of other stuff. I can poke myself in the eye. In a lot of other stuff that I have, this blue is really not as intense as I thought it would be. Wow, okay. That's a disappointing blue. Let me just put a little set spray on there and we'll try it again. I kind of hate to do this because it can give that like hard crust over your stuff. Maybe I'll just keep it to one side of the palette. Well, that's better. It's not great. It's better. Huh. It's workable. It's daytime blue. It's definitely not a nighttime blue. This is definitely a daytime blue. At least with how, like, not as vibrant as I want it to be. Anyways, so I'm gonna try eventually the Loreal Beauty Patootie. You know, for myself, I'll show it to you guys as well. I know you've seen a lot of like bigger YouTubers, I'm sure right now, if you're interested in it, especially on Loreal's channel herself. So I definitely think, I mean, it's not gonna be a ratings grabber, you know, for sure, which is not why I'm doing it, but I am interested just to see how it performs because it did swatch really nice. It was really soft, really buttery. Which again, swatches aren't like the end-all be-all determining whatever on eyeshadow. But it's a good indicator. At least you can see if it's going to be a really hard pan, soft pan, if they're going to fucking crumble. Like Pinky Rose makes some like all glitter palettes, and literally it's all glitter. Like it just crumbles under your fingertips. And again, I'm not a makeup artist, so I am absolutely not interested at all in that because I wouldn't even know what to do with it. I really wouldn't. I could have a couple shimmer shades like that, like, and I like shimmers and glitters, but when they're like the straight, well, the black's not as bad as I thought, like the straight shimmers and glitters, I'm getting a little bit of fallout. It's not horrible, it's not great, it's not horrible, but like, I don't know, I'm losing my mind again. I can't do a whole palette of it. I just think it would look god fucking awful. and I wouldn't even know, like I said, how to use it. That's kind of cute. Anyways, so I'm definitely going to try Loreal's palette eventually. Manny MUA's, I think, is an interesting palette. I am intrigued by it. I do think it's kind of interesting how it's like fun colors and neutrals. And I watched another YouTuber talk about this, and so, you know, and I was curious about this myself. Why, when people are reviewing the palette, it's all like they only do the fun colored side or they only do the neutral side. Like, mix it together. Give people ideas of stuff. You know, because I think a lot of the struggle comes from is when you see a palette like this, it becomes intimidating. You don't have to use, and I don't usually use just the one palette. I'll usually pop in 2 or 3 palettes because I want the blue and the green in here. And the other palette, I want this super high contrast shimmer. And then in this palette, I want, you know, another color, like a brown or something that this palette doesn't have. If you only have 1 or 2 palettes, then yeah, something like the Manny MUA palette's great because it has a little bit of everything. You can really play with it. But if you're like uncomfortable with color, or you're, I don't know, there's a lot of reasoning that I'm like, oh, this may not be for everybody. And I don't really know why he called it Life's a Drag. Part of me doesn't really care at all. Like, who cares? Name your palette whatever you want. If he's friends with drag queens, do it up. I don't think it has to do with, even though he may have marketed himself as someone who's done drag, I don't really think he's done drag. Who cares? You know, maybe he has, or he felt like he did. You know, let him live his life and create his art and, you know, be a fucking cutie patootie. But, you know, it's just a name of a palette. People got really mad too at like Loreal over like the Cat's Pajamas palette. Are all of you like 10 years old that are watching? And I'm saying that in the nicest way, because has no one ever heard, oh, she's the bee's niche, she's the cat's pajamas, it's all the same difference? Like, if you've never heard that, then that's why you had an issue with the naming of that palette. Like, come on, like, let's be real here. Let's be fucking real here. This is not, and it, again, even if that wasn't exactly the name she was going, I don't know, whatever. I think the packaging was whatever. I mean, flowers on the inside, shimmer on the outside, that was kind of weird. But also, who cares? If the product's nice and you like the colors, that shit doesn't matter. I don't know why people have such a fuss over just shit that doesn't matter. Like, really? Can we not live our lives and, I don't know, be decent human beings? And if you're not interested in something, don't buy it. If you're not interested in what a person is saying or doing, don't watch it. Don't be a part of it. Your views, your money, your vote counts, okay? But you don't have to be rude, and you don't have to, like, I don't know, make people feel bad for their own choices. Like, everyone could do a little something better in their lives, whether it be the palette they created, or, I don't know, like, how they present themselves, or whatever. I'm not perfect. I don't expect anyone else to be perfect. I'm certainly not perfect at makeup. I enjoy it a whole heck of a lot. But it's just fun stuff. And some of these people, it is their careers. And a lot of these people are not as hardened and old and rugged as me. And they're not going to take shit well, you know? People don't take criticism well in general. Not even just like YouTubers, just like people in general. Like, when is the last time you had a review from a boss that was slightly negative or constructive criticism and you took it the wrong fucking way? I had a girl at one of my jobs I won't say which job. I won't say what she did exactly. But she was, in a nutshell, on some social media platform, in the store, in her work gear, work 9 behind her, saying the N-word and, you know, just talking about her vagina and all this stuff. And I literally had to have the conversation with an adult female who was pregnant. Maybe this isn't the image you want to portray, but also you can do whatever you want on your own social platforms or whatever in your own damn time, but you can definitely, and I said it much nicer, but you can definitely not do this stuff on the clock at work, you know, on company time where people can see, and now they're going to associate this job and this company and this place with your negativity and inappropriateness. And she did not like that, did not apologize, quit the job. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, nobody's being rude to you, and it's kind of common sense. And I think that's the problem these days, is a lot of people have lost their decorum. A lot of people, this went interesting, a lot of people lost their fucking common sense, excuse me, as Bunny would do. I am not Bunny, but still. And usually, and I always forget this step, I either always forget to set my face or I do it after the mascara, which is for me a no-no because I don't wait long enough for the mascara to dry. This way, I'm not going to get mascara all over my face if I do it before. I don't know how much to put on. I just follow what other people do. Yeah. Anyway, so like I said, like, this is all supposed to be fun and entertainment. For me, it's fun. It's entertainment for me to watch other people. It's entertaining for me to interact with you guys and to hopefully give you content that you're interested in watching. And again, I want it to be interesting for me to even do. So yeah, I'm going to do, you know, beauty stuff or try to incorporate as much beauty as possible because I feel like that's what I'm the most interested in. But I feel like that's also what you guys are most interested in, or what drew you, god damn it, mascara, what drew you to the channel in the first place. And so I want to stay true to that as well. But I am still going to talk about, you know, topics that are interesting to me. Buy shit that's interesting to me. If you guys are interested in watching anything, or a certain palette, or mascara, or whatever, if I'm interested in it, and if I can afford it, I will definitely try it out on the channel. And so, yeah, so it's either I have to be interested and or be able to afford it, and usually both, to be honest with you. Because I was in the store and I was like, oh, this would be great on the channel, and this would be great on the channel. And I'm like, but I'm not interested in these, and I don't want to just use it once or twice for you guys and then never use it again. Like, that's just a waste of money. I'm not a big YouTuber. I can't buy a limited edition palette or a lipstick in a fun color or whatever, and it's not something that I would normally wear or use. Like, if you see me buy a blue lipstick, it's because I want to wear a blue lipstick, and I want to wear it more than once, and I'm just not getting it just for a video, just like Casey Holmes gets stuff in PR, so and a lot of other YouTubers, so they can try more stuff out. But you know, beyond that, they try stuff out and they get stuff for free, but they also are making money off of this, and I think some of them had a little bit of money to begin with. I don't know who for sure, but because of that, they can afford to, you know, go buy a face full of drugstore items or whatever, when I can't do that. Where for me, spending $100 in one day is like maybe a once a month treat, and I don't always even, you know, buy beauty stuff. It'll be like, oh, I need shampoo or underwear or whatever. Like, I'm a normal person. Granted, I'm sure all of you are normal people too, so you can totally relate. Like, not everybody has money for all this stuff, which is another reason why you watch these videos. You either find us entertaining, whoever you're watching, you relate to what our personalities are, what we're saying, or you're just really interested in what we're trying on. But like I said, I can't buy stuff unless I'm really interested in it, really interested in the colors, the product. There's a lot of brands I've never tried, so I'm trying to get at least of the brands that interest me when I can, at least one item of something, whether it's a highlighter or a lipstick. Probably not an eyeliner because I'm not huge into eyeliner, even though I'm using it right now. I'm sure you've watched many of my videos, or at least a few, and you'll note I almost never put on eyeliner. I don't know why, and just, for one, I never think about it. When I was younger, it was like all I did was eyeliner, and now it's almost never, and usually it's just on the top, almost never on the bottom. And it's usually a liquid liner now because, again, with my hooded eyes, I have learned over trial and error and actually caring now, as opposed to when I was younger, that it transfer and make a line on my top lid. Now I think this turned out pretty. It's a little bit different than I normally wear. And I'm going to add just a touch more of the white on this side. The really, really big shimmery one. Just to even out this look a touch. I'm just trying out different things, having fun with you guys. There's only one other thing I really want to talk about, and I'm putting it at the end, and I'm not even mentioning it in the cards. So if you don't watch to the end, you may not even hear this. And that's okay, because I think a lot of people watch the first couple minutes or they fast forward or whatever. And I still have to find a lippy. Let's see. You know what? I should try my new Sugarpill. Boom. But anyways, I wanted to very, very briefly touch upon Kat Von D's announcement, because I know a lot of people have talked about it. Number one, my first initial feeling is it's none of our business what she does. Number one. Number two, she kind of made it people's business by putting it out there in the first place. Now, you want your life to be private, that's great. But number one, you're a huge tattoo artist who used to have a really big tattoo show, and you were on 2 different huge tattoo shows. Kind of 3, okay? Anyways, that's number one. Number two, you're a huge figure in not only, let's just say, in an artistic world, in a goth world, in the music world now too, and just, you know, in the vegan world and all that jazz. So you're a huge figurehead for many reasons. You know, an activist, cruelty-free, you know, animal rights. She's really big into that. And these are all great things. You do you. You be you. Fight the good fight, okay? Not everyone can afford to, have time to, or even know how. So I applaud her for all these things. But she also has to know, and I know she knows, that she owns a makeup company, which is huge, which has been around for 10 years. Note the 10th year anniversary stuff she just put out, had a huge party, put it on, you know, all the social media stuff. Now, because she is all these things, and because her name is literally the brand, she is never going to have full privacy. Plus, she posts a lot on her own social medias, not even just the Kat Von D ones. Like the Kat Von D Cosmetics is what I'm kind of talking about, not just her personal Instagram or whatever. So those ones mostly talk about her makeup. You know, sometimes she'll talk about animal rights. Sometimes she'll talk about concerts she was in, or getting married, or vegan living, or cool new outfits, cool new makeup styles, all that jazz. Awesome. Live your fucking best life. People may not like your style. I do. But do you, you know? And I'll do me, and whatever. And we'll all live fucking happily ever after. But here's the issue. If she doesn't want to be super in the public, that ship has, number one, long since fucking sailed. Get over it. It's gone. Number two, if you don't want controversy around your life, you don't ever have to tell people the names of what you want your kid to be. I don't think she has yet, but you don't. You don't have to tell the gender of your child to anyone. You don't have to tell them circumcision or not if it's a boy. You don't have to tell people you're going to raise your kid vegan. And you certainly don't have to tell anyone, besides maybe your mom if you really wanted to, and your husband, that you want to be an anti-vaxxer. Here's the thing, okay? I know I am totally for vaccinations. My kids are vaccinated. I was vaccinated. I come from a long line of vaccinations. You come into my house, you better fucking be vaccinated. But I also know that I can't control other people, okay? I can't control Kat Von D. I can't control you. I can hardly control my own kids, let alone myself sometimes, okay? So let's be real here. We can't control other people, but you don't have to fucking broadcast your opinions that are controversial, or your decisions about your child which you want to keep private and you don't want people to know stuff about. You don't need to blast that shit. Do you know how many fucking famous people you don't know they had kids until they actually popped one out? Hello, Kylie Jenner, I'm talking to you. And all you people know it. And she's a big figure. Her family's ridiculously huge and always in the media and always paparazzi. Has controversy left and fucking right, not only for what she wears, but what she does to her own face, which is her business, not yours. But whatever. And she has the money, who cares? But people speculated, but nobody knew until that baby was born, okay? And you know what? She has not talked about whether she's vaccinated or not. She has not talked about whatever. And you know what? She doesn't have to. And Kat Von D, maybe that's what you should have done, is just kept that fucking information to yourself, because now there's backlash, which maybe you don't care about and you don't have to. But I can understand where these people are coming from. And so now there's YouTubers and beauty girls that are 100 times more famous than me, with tons more followers, and they're out there and they're bad mouthing your shit because of this, and that is your fault. It doesn't matter what your belief is that you felt like you had to fucking share it with the public. Again, I'm totally for vaccination, not anti. Totally for vaccination. The science is there. But this is not my argument, and this is not my life, and this is not my kid. And honestly, I'm not fucking famous, so nobody gives a shit about my opinion anyway. But if you don't want people bashing your opinion or your views or what you want to do in your life or with your family, you better not fucking post that shit. And I'm talking to everyone now, not just Kat Von D. Kat Von D, now you have damage control, because people are boycotting your brand. And because they're followers, a lot of them will too. Now let me get my fucking lip on before I completely lose my mind. Ooh. Citrusy, again, like I said in my other video, this is Sugarpill. Goes on very smooth. God damn. Let's have a moment of peace. This is beautiful. God damn. I say god damn. God damn. Look at that. We're taking a breather for a second, guys. God damn. I look beautiful. Oh, look at those bangs. Alright. Anyways, just like you should be nice to people. I'm gonna just close you up a little bit so you can see my eye look. Just a little Sunday afternoon. This is not Sunday, just being weird, but just a little Sunday afternoon everyday glam look. I actually like how this turned out. Some of the shades, we'll come back to Kat Von D in a second. Some of the shades were a little harder to work with, but I found especially the light pink and the shimmery one. Okay, let's try it again. The light pink and the shimmery one were really nice to help blend everything out. I used this one in the inside. Actually, did I use all the fucking colors? No, I didn't use the green today. Surprise. But I did use the blue over the lid. I used the purple kind of in the crease, the black towards the outside and underneath, and then these others two to kind of blend and smoke everything out a little bit. And I do think it turned out really well, and you'll have to excuse my horrible hair. Ooh, look at that highlight. Bang, bang, bang. That is actually pure sculptor palette. that I got in a BoxyCharm. My BoxyCharm, by the way, is so fucking late. I don't even know. But anyways, okay. We'll get to fucking all that in another video. But anyway, there's damage control that Kat Von D could do right now. She doesn't have to. She can live her own life. And you guys don't have to attack her either. These are her decisions. May they be right or wrong. But the repercussions of not only her decisions, but her deciding to tell the whole world about it is really what's going on right now. So really, everybody, just learn to keep your fucking mouth shut. Alright? Alright. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for trying out the e.l.f. and Christian Siriano palette with me. And I also got to try my new Sugarpill blue lipstick, which is already dry. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, I love this. In U4EA. That's a delightful color name. UE4A. Woo. Oofree. I don't even know. Okay, I'm starting to get a little batshit crazy. It's getting late. Anyways, have a wonderful day. I hope you like this video. Please comment and subscribe. Thanks, guys.